Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of Loud Gator. Today we are going to be looking at the dual Mechman alternator setup.
Wake you up,
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Tony over at Mechman. If you need any support, if you have any questions, please go to him. He is very helpful and very knowledgeable on the products that he's selling and the applications that we're using. He's been a great guy helping me through the process. As I said, I'm learning. This is my biggest system that I'm building, so I really want to take it one step at a time, make sure I'm doing things right. And he's been there along the way, helping me and explaining all the little things to make sure that I have the perfect setup. So without further ado, let's look into what we're going to be putting into the Tahoe for power. So let's go ahead and open this up here. All right, we have the P103 2-pin adapter there. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here shortly. Let's open this baby up. All right, so here we go. So I am going to be running two 400 amp alternators. Let me go ahead and open this up for you, make it look real nice. Oh, these things are nice and got some nice weight to them. Mechman Elite Series alternators is probably one of the best, it is the best alternator choice for any power needs that you have. This is going to be 400 amps, and I picked it in red. It comes built in here with the battery negative adapter. It comes here with the positive as well, and right here it comes built in with the 12-volt ignition switch. So this is your factory 12 volt that you would plug in. I am going to be changing this, and I'm going to explain why shortly. So let me set it down here. And now let's talk a little bit here about this adapter. So let's go ahead and open this up. So the 101 from talking with Tony, again, great guy. You connect this yellow straight to the 12 volt. I am using the 05 Tahoe, and I believe this is the same for 05 13. To sum it up, you are going to simply, it already comes connected, plug this into a 12 volt ignition, and then you're going to put it underneath the fuse box to a 12 volt ignition source. With the dual alternator, you would connect the two somewhere and then run one connection to the middle. With the factory 2-pin that comes with the 05s, you would use that and connect it into this, and then this would go into a dead end, so this wouldn't go anywhere. You would just plug it in, and then this would just go simply straight to the 12 volt. So makes it nice and simple. But because we are going to be running lithium, and this is something that Tony talked about, and that I am very happy that he explained, this is charging at 14.5. Lithium and the Yinglong cells that I talked about in the previous videos need to be at about 15.8. You don't want to charge them at 100. You want to be right below. And if this is at 14.5, the Yinglong is going to be very severely underpowered, and it's going to be bad for them. So you need to increase this charging voltage about 1 volt. Thankfully, Mechman, Tony, has a perfect product for that, which is this 4-pin adapter that you would connect onto the alternator. So pretend that this is no longer there. Now this is plugged in. You would plug this in here. Again, same story. This would go to your 12 volt switch, but this is what creates the 1 volt increase. So you would plug this blue wire into the positive over here. So as you can see there, battery positive cable, and then this would cause the voltage to increase from 14.4, around 14.5, to 15.5, 15.6 around there, which is a lot more better optimal charging for the Yinglong. So I have two of these that are gonna go one in each alternator, obviously, because I want them both to be charging. And like I mentioned, I'm gonna have a front battery delete, so I am not gonna be charging 12 volt anywhere. And then once these are wired up with this handy dandy dual setup here, we are gonna be running two of them very efficiently. So let's go ahead and open this up. Mr. Alternator, set this down right here. All right, so this is the belt that comes with the dual setup. So we're gonna set this aside for now. and then this is what it's gonna look like when it's all installed. Mechman includes the instructions for this so that you're able to step-by-step follow along. So if I got people that are barely learning about this, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this here specifically page by page so you can kind of look at what the instructions would look like. Again, I'm running the 05, so this is the model that I'll be running. And I will have an install video coming on this very shortly. I'm gonna be installing this actually with my mechanic. This is my first time installing this sort of system, so I'm not going to try to install it myself. I'm gonna outsource it to my mechanic, who is very, very familiar with GM trucks. And we'll have a video with him and I both installing them coming soon. And this is all also available on the website. So if you wanted to look at this yourself before you buy, this is all available on the website. So again, makes it very easy. This is what the diagram will end up looking like once you have the dual alternator set up. So go ahead and set this down here. Here are all the parts. I'm ripping this, so I'm actually not gonna put too much effort into getting in there, but the part that was outlined in the instruction is what you'll have. So pretty simple. You have all the parts that you need here. So that is the dual setup for the Mechman. So that is about it. Again, this is what will be inside the box. Sorry, I wasn't really willing to open it up right now. I don't want to take everything apart. And then this is the belt and the dual Mechman. So again, thank you for tuning in. We'll have more videos coming shortly. Tahoe should be back relatively soon now. It's getting warmer. I'm aiming to have it done by around spring, April, Marchish even. So it's gonna be happening pretty soon. And when it's happening, it's gonna be bumping. These dual alternators, man, they're the best in the game. And if you power these with the Yinglong banks that I'll be running, we are gonna be very loud. We're gonna be slamming. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you giving me all the support early on. I have 50 subscribers, but for me that's huge. If 50 of you guys were in a room, there'd be a lot of people to watch me say things about this system. So like, share, whatever you guys want to do, I'll appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.